It wasn't a joke about violence. It was a joke about race. But Hi, everyone. Welcome to SVR Sports Picks. He's Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Wednesday, January 16th. Yes, it's the day. This is the final Loshak in the Bag show ever before the You Wager Poker Contest that goes tonight. This is it. Tonight is the poker contest. Once again, if you, what are the details on that one? It's if you have to have a, it's tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time. I wasn't even planning on promoting it, but let's promote it. There, first time viewers, there is a free roll sponsored by uwager.eu, a live poker cast with myself, Jimmy the Bag, Natalie Rydstrom, Big Man on Campus, King Rail, and Whale Capper. We're all going to be participating, and it's a free roll. The total prize pool is $1,000. It's a $100 bounty on all of the SBR personalities. It should be a lot of fun. I'm going to take it more seriously than I did the last time. And again, a lot of prizes. All you have to do is have what? A UWager account. You don't have to make any deposits. What's the deal?
No deposits. Just have to have a UWager account?
Yes. And then you can participate again tonight at 8 o'clock. So that's coming 8 o'clock Eastern time. That's coming up very soon. We got a lot of crap today going on, of course. We're going to have Maxwell Smart breaking down the entire, well, not the entire college basketball card, but a huge ass selection of the games from the college basketball card. Yesterday we did the same thing. And I didn't even track his record, but I think he had a great day yesterday, right? He had Kent State.
Yeah, everything. He put me on a lot of winners. I made a couple mistakes going out on my own, but when I ran with him, the Kentucky one was the one
Unreal.
that I was
Great
very
call.
impressed. He was so
Frickin'
certain, and
call.
they dominated
Yes.
Georgia in all facets of that game. I can't wait to break that down. Now, we only have 6 minutes. We're going to get J Money in early because this hockey card's small. Yeah, so we only have 6 minutes now.
All right.
We're going to get J Money in early. So let's, first off, let me give a shout out to our team, man. Vinny Cornell, first to the house. Shout out to Vinny Cornell. Eric Nisbet, Cole Colio, my guy, Ninja 13, Eric Nisbet, Slow Jams Arsenal. You like Slow Jams,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I'm not going to start singing slow jams. We only have 6 minutes to cover NHL.
Dwayne Reed in the house. Elio, my man, Elio Rodriguez. Casa Station. What it is, Casa. Oh, we got Dwayne Reed's plays right here. Dwayne Reed's plays, right. Top plays. Spurs -1. Mm-hmm. Everybody on the Spurs. Oh. Well, I didn't take the Mavericks, and I'm not going to. But that was enough for me. Golden State -6.
Wait, everyone is on the Spurs. I thought that it started out everyone was on the Mavs, and then King Rail and everyone else was on the Spurs.
Well, no, we were thinking about going on the Mavs, but I didn't hear anybody else.
No, right. Reggie liked the Mavs, and someone else liked the Mavs.
Well, me.
And then we started to hear the other direction, right?
Yeah, very scary. And we know the play of the day is the Clippers for these guys. Dwayne Reed's also on the Clippers. Houston versus Nets under 224 in NHL.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Where is Mr. Money?
Right,
His money.
okay.
Where is him? I got a handball play for him.
You got a handball play for you? We have no
Handball
time.
World Championship.
No, come on.
Get ready.
Fred,
J Money, pay attention,
Freddie,
please.
Thank you. But come on at the end of the show, man. Seriously, we have 5 minutes.
Where are you?
J Money's not even here yet. He's not even here. Make moves, buddy. I know you don't want to be touched. All right.
Excellent. Very nicely done.
NHL, Ottawa, +1.5. Canucks, money line, and under 6. Oilers, under 6 Oilers versus in the Oilers game. Okay, Oilers Nucks. Okay, and then college basketball, Georgia Tech +7.5, Iowa -1.5. I'm going to copy and paste all these plays right now.
All right, so let's see. I'm just gonna scan some comments here. Let's review quickly the NHL plays. Again, Jimmy the Bag thinks that either one of Ottawa or Philly will win. Of course, if both of them lose, he only loses 2 units. If both of them win, he wins almost 3 units. I did a partial tail of Jimmy the Bag. I took Philly on the team total over 2.5. Team total over 2.5. If that cashes, then probably Philly will be a good play to win. Again, Jimmy the Bag took Philly on the money line. That line has not really moved since the opener. The Ottawa line, I believe, has also not really moved since the morning show. So Jim's on both Ottawa and Philly. Buffalo, Calgary. We are both going to take Calgary here, -1. Calgary is rolling, absolutely rolling. So are we riding that train for one more day, even at the high price? Yes, we decided to. Jim took them in the puck line. I took them -1. San Jose, Arizona. I did decide to go on the under on that one. I did not buy the 6.5, -134. I just took the 6, -105. I know Jimmy the Bag has grave concerns with Darcy Kemper in goal for Arizona. That is legitimate, but San Jose, it's on a back-to-back. We'll see how this goes. Edmonton, Vancouver. Bag and I are both on Vancouver. I took -1. He took the puck line. And in the morning show, I was thinking about either the Vancouver team total over or the Edmonton team total under, or both. And I might go on both those. A lot of times I'm leaning both those ways. A lot of times they both cash. So that's the NHL card. Anything you want to add? We pretty much nailed every game.
We pretty much did. Mohammed Joma says Bruins win. Ben Herbold, I like Bruins to bounce back.
Right.
I'm surprised that people like the Sharks here and look at Scotty Rock forever. Sharks puck line, 3 units. Now, they're clearly a much better hockey team.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that, but just a little nervous. Just a little nervous in this spot after playing Sidney Crosby and caring so much about that. Now you go to Arizona.
I mean, how bad is that? We do know that Arizona has basically no home ice advantage, right? It's like no one ever goes to those games.
But that's not that. It's not like when the Rams play and there's a ton of fans on the other side.
Right.
It's
Just
like
no one's there.
Sleepy Barclays
Right,
Center. So
right.
It's an uncomfortable place to play. He's Scotty Rock, Bruins money line. Flames puck line, Oilers money line. Sharks puck line, Ottawa, Colorado over 6.5. So if Scotty Rock has a good night, I have a bad night.
Right.
If I have a good night, Scotty Rock.
Yeah, the Boston game is interesting. I took the Philly team total over just in case Boston wins 4-3 or 5-3, something like that. Yeah, it's an interesting spot for Boston. I thought that the line movement might tell us something, but there has been no line movement since the morning show, so it's not. Obviously, I mentioned in the morning show that at the time of the morning show there was a notable market move in favor of Boston, and I gave the opinion that was probably sharp money. If that was not, that was, even though the public is probably all over Boston here, that wouldn't move the line that much. So we'll see. But then again, Jimmy the Bag is also getting the best of the number, right? Which is the most important thing, or one of the most important things.
Yeah, and we're actually going to get a few extra minutes. So Jay Money's not going to be joining us for 7 minutes.
Okay.
So we don't need to rush it in 2 minutes. But that doesn't mean that Freddie can come back in by any means. Frank Gonzalez says, Jimmy, best NHL bet for today. I've always asked that in the morning, and I couldn't find one. Yeah. I couldn't find what I liked the best. Let me take another look, because we know that Pettersson's not going to be playing tonight for the Canucks.
Oh, really?
Pettersson will not be in the lineup. So with does that change the line?
No, actually. Maybe the line factored that in, but the line has not moved since the morning show. And let me see if the total has moved on that one. Yes. Down to 5.5. Okay, it was 6. It was a solid 6 in the morning show. Now it's down to 5.5, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's much more appealing at 6 for sure. A couple things here. Scotty Rock Forever says, I don't care who is in net, Jimmy. I'm telling you, Sharks smash tonight. And he says, bet it with me. Don't worry on the back-to-back. I'm concerned. Our man Parlay Poppy in the house. We've not had enough Parlay Poppy lately. So Calgary easily goes over. 7 of Calgary's last 8 have gone over, while 5 of the last 6 of Buffalo have gone over. First period, over. Full game, over. Since Buffalo has historically played Calgary well, Sabres can only hang in a shootout. Now, we
Market has bet that one down, though.
And Ullmark is going to be in goal, and that's probably why. I think at this point, you'd probably
want Ullmark in there.
I think so. Now, I mean, if it was Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals, you'd probably want to go Carter Hutton, just because he's a great guy in the dressing room.
Yeah,
Mickey Total says, Jimmy, just like yesterday, Rangers versus Canes today, Colorado versus Ottawa, over is low.
Wow, this is interesting. Yeah, because I was thinking about the first period Buffalo Calgary over, and I think it was like 175 or something like that. So I held off it. But now that we've seen this so many times. The market reactions to goalie changes, especially on totals, are often just way off. You remember when Blackwood was announced in for New Jersey, and the total jumped up a half goal?
Yeah,
totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Rem Mo's giving Koskinen stats 0-2, 5.37, 800 Sabres versus Vancouver this year. Again, I just think the sample size is too small, but it's important for us to have that information. Vinny Cornell liking a Flames Sharks money line parlay. Fred Gialli, Flames puck line over Bruins and under Flames puck line over Bruins under and Sharks money line. I don't know if I'm not handling that well. Poppy says Nilsson is doing much better as of late, and I knew that. I've watched this guy play for a few years now. He when you don't expect it, he steps up, and I figured he knows his career is on the line. I just thought he would have a nice start with the Senators, who desperately needed a spark, and he gave it to him.
And how about the under in the Colorado Ottawa game? It is juiced to -140, but you're getting a 7 on that one. There've been a bunch of 7s that I wanted the unders on this year that I didn't have the balls to give. Those wound up in my leans column, which is up like 80 units on the year. No joke. Here we go again. Another 7. Is it possible that there's 8 goals scored in this game? Sure. Yeah. But, I mean, that's a lot. What do you think?
Varlamov has not looked good this year. 908 save percentage, 2.83 goals against average. Nilsson's playing better. I just don't jump on that stuff. Mohamed Jones says Ottawa's been sneaky good and scrappy at home for years. Sens money line has lots of value. I have no problem with my card. But, when Frank asked me what's my best play here, it's not the Senators on the money line. I expect the Flames to take care of business. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's the most likely, is that the Flames take care of business, and that's why you're getting plus 120 in comparison to the plus 150s. So then in another spot, I think the best value on the card is the Canucks.
Even without Pettersson?
Even without Pettersson. Yeah, I mean, they put up 5 goals against Florida without Pettersson. They've been playing without Pettersson for a while. Besser's playing well right now. They're a healthy group. Their defense is completely healthy. Mm-hmm. So, this is, and not applicable says Bruins, Sharks, no-brainers. In fact, I don't know if that's the case. I think that this Philadelphia Flyer squad right now has hope for the first time in a very, very long time. Yeah. Anthony Mastronardi says Nilsson last 3 games have been on the road and he's played well. I see him having a good game here. Yeah, because this is basically a road game for him because he's not comfortable in Ottawa yet. And in my peripheral vision, I see none other than J Money is money. So to put a cap on this NHL card, I can't give you. I guess the play I expect to catch the most would be the Flames.
Right.
And the play with the most value is the Canucks minus 1.5.
Yeah. A lot of people just interesting shit coming in here. Red Girl with some interesting opinions. Red Girl likes. Oh God, I just scanned away from it. I can't find. Sorry, Red Girl. Oh, no. Calgary puck line and the Boston game under. Very nice. Yeah, Flames stronger pick than the Bruins.
Reggie Alley says, Jimmy, I meant Flames puck line and over, Bruins under, and Sharks money line. Thank you, Fred. I was hammering that up.
And I believe Mr. Gokster predicted a big Avs win in the morning show. If I'm remembering, he predicted it's like 6-3 Avs. If I'm remembering correctly.
Unfortunately, we don't have more time. We got to get. Not unfortunately. I can't wait to get to.
Right.
I can't wait to get to Jim Money, but we can't talk hockey anymore. We have
no
too many
more
games
hockey
in NBA. So Gate Pasquis says, Pete, it's a 7. You have to take the under here, or your entire betting style loses a leg on.
I know. And what was it like? There was a Pens game earlier this year that I loved the 7 on. Just didn't have the balls to do it. Man, if I had balls, I'd literally be up 100 units this year in NHL. I'll think about it while we're doing this. And
Ben Herbold says Pete loves the ladies.
Once in a while, sure. I can't.
So no more MGTOW. I'm
not going to sit here and lie about that.
No, we don't have time to get into MGTOW.
We don't have no time.
My fault. I'm just always interested. Dan Kelly tomorrow, 3 p.m. start, London, England. First half, Knicks, Washington over 115. Wow. Do copy and paste that when Dan's giving us a hookup on what's going on tomorrow. And without further ado, making another appearance. And guess what, Pete?
What's that?
Every Wednesday.
If
you want to see Jay Money is Money, you're going to get 2 opportunities. Not only our show, of course, King's Court as well as he's started King's Court, but we got him every Wednesday. Shout out to my man, Jay Money. Jay, how you holding up, homie?
What's up, y'all, man? I'm holding up great, man. I got a lovely play tonight, man. I can't wait for it. Shout out to you for having me on. UMP, shout out to SBR for having me on.
Shout out to you, Jay Money. It feels like I feel like this when these guys come on, like I was when I was 11 years old getting Christmas presents. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they're here. So excited. I'm not even kidding.
No, I feel you. And no, Sadly, Larry's handball play was a loser. Now he's 2-1 in the World Championship, so 2-1, still looking good, but sadly it was a loser. All right, Jay Money. He said he's got a banger.
Oh, okay.
Right? He already just gave us a hint that he's got a play that he's loving.
Okay.
So why don't we start with him letting us know what he's loving, and then we'll get into the rest.
Right, yeah, I couldn't wait to talk about this game, man. I'm talking about I could barely even sleep last night, man. I love this
just
damn
like
game
Christmas.
so much. Yes, exactly, man. Exactly. This was Christmas. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I got a lot of money on this game, man. I'm not saying go put the house on it, but this is my favorite pick so far, man. I can't say one of them this year. I'm in love with the Clippers tonight, man. I know the Jazz won 4 in a row, but if you look at the games that the Jazz been playing, man, look, I mean they won 4 in a row, but that was at the house. Those were against lesser teams. I mean they beat the Lakers. I mean, they barely beat Chicago. If you watch the game, they were struggling against the Bulls. The Bulls really could have won that game late in the game, man. So give me the Clippers here, man. They off three straight losses at the house. The Jazz have 3 guards that are injured. It's gonna show tonight. It had showed. People have forgot about these injuries. They still have 3 point guards injured in Rubio, Nito, and Exum, and they're going to be without them tonight, man. They I expect them to lock up Donovan Mitchell. Gobert ain't gonna do too many. That's all you got, pretty much. Give me the Clippers in this spot. They're going to score more points. They score better points than the Jazz. I'm all over the Clippers in this spot, man. I'm not scared at all that the line went down to 1. We're going to push it back, man. Y'all go hop on the Clippers right now. And this is me and King Rail's play, so we both love this play today.
All right. Well, that was the game that I wanted to ask you about after the banger. It turns out the game I wanted to ask about and the banger are the same play, of course, in the morning show. I gave the Utah Jazz team total under. Utah Jazz team total under as an official birthday pick in the morning show, 111.5 minus 110. We did get some pushback from people, including Jimmy the Bag, saying that the Clippers have been have been playing better than they really are this year, that they're a team with some issues, that they're going to get owned inside by Gobert in this game. Jimmy the Bag, what are your concerns about taking the Clippers here, if you still have any?
I just feel like we talked about the problems that the Clippers have been having with big men, and I know that Rudy Gobert isn't an offensive big man, but I'm uncomfortable with the Clippers, and I did not know how to handle this game, and hearing these guys all over the Clippers, it just makes me want to blindly tail, but I just feel like it's going against what I've been watching. And what I've been watching is a team not playing very good basketball. And Doc Rivers calling out guys like Shy and guys, bench guys. It's very strange. Tell me this. What's going to happen with Gobert down low? Like, Jay, who do you see? Do you see is it going to be Montrezl Harrell playing 25, 28 minutes? You think you're going to see some Marjanovic? Because, I don't see Gortat being in there for more than 13 or 14 minutes. How are they going to handle Gobert? And do you think that there's a huge advantage with the Clippers defending Donovan Mitchell with guys like Beverly and Bradley, really good on-ball defenders? Is that part of the reason why you like this?
Exactly. That's what I want to say first. First, Pete, that's a damn good play with that team total for the Jazz. I definitely don't see them getting over 111 points, so I wouldn't worry about what anybody has to say about that play. That's a damn good play by you, and it's a birthday pick. The Clippers are actually a birthday pick for me. I know we had it as I know I had Mississippi State yesterday, minus 3.5, lost by the hook, but this going to be the birthday pick for my son yesterday. So I'm on the Clippers today, man. Like I say, you got Gobert, and then you got Derek Favors. That's pretty much their only bigs. You got Marjanovic. I don't know how to really say his name that good. It's a hard-ass name. But you got him. You throw him at Gobert. He might get his points. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, they're going to get their points. But who else? After that, there's nobody going to be else in this game. They're going to contain Donovan Mitchell tonight. You got Beverly. You got Avery Bradley out there. Then they got Lou Williams coming off the bench. They have a much deeper bench than the Jazz right now. And like I say, the Jazz, they just don't score points on the road. And then the Clippers they score a lot of points at home, so I love the Clippers in this spot, man. I'm not backing off it at all, man. Like I said, I got a nice amount on this game, and I'm not worried one bit. I suggest you guys, if you guys want to add some units to your plays, I suggest you guys hop on the Clippers with me, man.
Do I want to add some units to my record? I sure do. How do I do that, Jay Money? He says take the Clippers. So does Dan Kelly, by the way, except he says first half. So maybe we do first half and full game. I'm going to add on Clippers first half minus 105. That's a tale of Jay Money and Dan Kelly liking Clippers first half. I'm going to take the Clippers first half minus 105. I might double up and take the Clippers minus 1. The weird part about the total is just that it's gotten bet up so high from 221.5 to 224. That makes me nervous, but I'm going to add the Clippers first half. I might add the Clippers full game. Mr. Gokser had a quick request, which I like to honor because this is a hat that Mr. Gokser gave me. He wanted me to say Clippers in my own style 3 times in a row, which I did a long time ago. Clip is first half full game and opposing team total under. And in honor of that, saying it 3 times, I will.
Full says, I'm going to give you a lock. Pistons first half is a double-digit win. Write that shit down, Pistol. Put the college fund on it. What are you thinking about this Piston spot?
Yeah, I'll go with him on that. I'm on the Pistons full game, but this is a game that I would probably say. I mean, we know the Magic just came off of 2 monster wins, but I'm definitely gonna fade them in this spot. The Magic, keep in mind, they won those games at the house. They're 1-8 ATS the last 9 on the road. Obviously straight up too. So I'm fading the Magic on the road. I like the Pistons coming back at the house. I know they've only won 2 of their last 10, but I mean, they showed that they could win into the Clippers and won that game, and then lost the last game on the road trip. But they're coming back to the house today. I know they hadn't been there in a while. This could kind of sort of be like another road game, but I do like them to get the job done at the house. This is a little bit of a revenge game. They lost to Orlando already this year, which they played twice already. Detroit then won 1, then Orlando won 1. But I like the Pistons at the house. I would definitely go with him on the first half, but I like the full game as well. So I like this one first half and full game, and I like the Clippers first half full game.
Wow. Triple Bean says, damn, I'm on Magic. Peter Dykstra says, what do you think of the Buck spot? That's not all Peter Dykstra said. Earlier in the show, he said, can I get a shout out to my uncle who has children in his basement?
Oh, of course. Shout out to Jesse. What's his name? Jesse Dykstra? Peter Dykstra. Shout out to Peter Dykstra's uncle. Take good care of those kids in the basement now. You know, they need protection and care. They need food. They need love. They need education. They need all that. Shout out to Peter Dykstra's uncle with the children in the basement.
Prophet says, Pistons, let's go. Riku Rojas says, Pistons moneyline. Fred Gialli, Detroit, and over. Jerry Miller took the over in Detroit, Orlando. Well, Jay, if I got you here, I need to talk to you about Celtics, Raptors. Raptors coming into Boston here. Boston's moved to a 2.5-point favorite now. Looks like they're going to have a lot of these guys that were questionable available. You have a feel on this spot?
Yeah, it's I'd have a feel on every game. This is one that I didn't wager on, though, Jimmy. I can't say this is too much of a toss-up for me to pick a side. I would lean towards Boston, seeing the way that they've been losing. But, I mean, how do you not take the Raptors? The Celtics already beat them in overtime, so this is a big revenge game for the Raptors. It does hurt that they're on the road, and it does hurt that the Celtics are coming off all these losses. You know what I'm saying? Then they get their players back, and that's why it's so much of a toss-up, because I would like to take the Raptors in this revenge spot, seeing that they want to show that they're the number one in the East, and they're playing better right now than the Celtics. But I'm a big fan of bounce back spots, and I mean the Celtics were supposed to do this shit. They were supposed to bounce back twice already, and I lost some money. I'm not betting on them here. They could win, but it's way too much of a toss-up, Jimmy. Others could have a better play on it. You see the line movement towards Boston way, but don't be surprised at all to see Toronto come in here and take this game. They're the ones that's coming in playing in better coming in towards the game. So you just have to look at every angle in this game.
You know, I felt like there's been a bit of a through line through this week so far in my capping and breakdowns, and it's that I'm scared. I'm capping scared this week.
Yeah, that's not like you, Jimmy.
It's not like me. I'm uncomfortable with these games. There's a few spots on this card where I was like, oh, I like this side, and then I hear these experts on the other side. One of those situations is here, Nets at Rockets. I thought the Nets looked like they had value early.
Me too.
I thought the under looked like it had value
look at that
early.
line. It's gotten even further in Houston's favor.
What are you thinking of this market move backing the Rockets at home, Jay?
Yeah, I could definitely see it. Like I say, the Nets are still missing a few players here. I think they're getting Hollis Jefferson back tonight, but they're still missing Dudley. They're still missing a couple of few other guys. I'll be really high on the Nets once they get Crabbe back. Obviously, we know that LeVert is out, but they could come in here and get the job done. We see that the Rockets sometimes be moseying around or bullshitting. I feel like if you stop Harden, then you can stop the Rockets, obviously. But then we know that Capella is out, so the Nets, they can contend with them size-wise. Just that it hurts it's the fact that they're on the road and they're far away from home as well, and they're coming off that big win versus Boston, which, like I said, I was in the Celtics and Nelson. I know Kyrie was out, but I still thought the Celtics would get it done. The Nets end up getting it done. It was a good job by them, but they are going on the road here, so it's one of those teams that play really well on the at home, but not so much. They're kind of sort of a different team on the road, so I'm not sure if they can hang with the Rockets here. I would agree with the line move, but I didn't take the Rockets here. It's just I was being real selective with my games today. Were some that I really liked, so I went in on those, and some of them I just stayed away from, but I definitely kept all the games.
I was thinking about the Nets as well, but to be a little bit safe, and actually taking team totals, that's not a safe thing to do, or that can be just under the smart thing to do category. I was thinking about maybe the Nets team total over. What do you think about that, Jay Money or Jimmy the Bag? Jay Money, what do you think about the Nets offensively? Are they a team that in this spot might be reliable to get into the 110s?
Yeah, I could definitely see that, especially you see the total moving over.
Right.
So apparently some people thinking this is going to be a high scoring game. So regardless, I mean, we see that it's a pretty low line. It's only 5.5, and you see the line going up. So if you can get them somewhere around there, like the low the teams or whatever, I would take a shot with the Nets team total over, Pete. That's some sharp picks that you be making it like that. I don't really make the team totals. That's not something that I'm good at, but I see that you have success in that all the time. So the ones that you've been mentioning to me have been damn good. So that's nice work by you, Pete.
Oh, what a class guy, Jay Money. What a class guy. Oh man, what do you think?
Peter,
Sorry,
this is what I think.
Okay.
I know that we got a very tight schedule, a lot of games to go through, but there's some things that are more important. One is my man Ralph Portwando, one of my favorite cappers, incredible with totals. Says watching with my 9-year-old grandson William. Can you shout out the Wilster? Just a quick shout out to the Wilster.
Huge shout out to the Wilster. That guy. Talk about having a head start in life when it comes to NBA totals. You got the best of the best for a grandfather there. Ralph Portuando likes Dallas under 218 minus 120. Huge shout out to Ralph Portuando's grandson.
Perfect lead into the next spot.
Yeah.
Spurs Mavericks, another spot where I was coming into the show today to back the Mavericks. We do know that they're going to have Bellinelli. Who else were we worried about? They're going to have both Rudy Gay and Bellinelli available to play here. King Rail came in and he's like, I'm on the Spurs heavy. I was like, oh no. And then he said, let Jay Money explain it to you on the late show. So Jay, you're here. What do you think in this Spurs Maverick spot?
I like that. My guy, Real, man. Just to let y'all know again, like I said on the first little bag, it wouldn't be a J Money or you know what I'm saying, on me on King's Court if it wasn't for King Real and SBR, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody. And like my guy said, man, I have no problem breaking it down. I know this is an in-state rivalry. And the Mavs, they do play them tough. They already played this year, and the Mavs took them to overtime. This was in San Antonio. I was on the Mavs. This was back-to-back, a basketball for the Mavs and everything, and they still played a good game. But the hidden thing, man, the Mavs are not going to be the same thing. It's one small injury that people are not really looking at, and it hadn't really affected them too much. Yeah, the loss of J.J. Barrell will really hurt them in the long run, and he's out for the season. I know Devin Harris can step up sometimes, and, Dennis Smith Jr., he might play, but they're talking about trading him. So I doubt that he probably even plays or his mind is somewhere else. I wouldn't take the Mavs here. I saw the line flipping every which way, but we know the Spurs, they're coming off 2 losses. They're in a little bit of a funk. They just pretty much gifted a game to Tony Parker, which we noted on King's Court that they just might do. I didn't see them winning by 15, but I knew they would take it light on the Hornets, man. I'm on the Spurs as well with my guy King Grill, and I'm with Ralph. I like the under as well. I did get the under at 218. It's down to 216.5 now. I would still take the under, but I like the Spurs to bounce back. I don't see them losing 3 games in a row.
I am going to take the Brooklyn Nets first half team total over 53 minus 115. That is also endorsed by Dan Kelly. I might wind up taking the full game team total over as well. And King Rail in that Houston game, by the way, says that the over on that game is better than either side, and the over has gotten bet up. We've seen a lot of super high scoring games in both NHL and NBA recently, Jimmy the Bag. So maybe that is a good play. What do you think? Should we add on the Dallas under to tail Jay Money and Ralph Portuando? Should we maybe add on the Houston game over? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that the under is the spot here. I'm just so hesitant because I've had such bad. I've handled the Spurs very poorly.
Yeah, well, they've been a tough team.
I've taken unders with the Spurs and they've gone way over. They seem to be trending sort of under right now. Can we talk about the pace of this Spurs Mavericks spot? Let me ask you this from the Spurs perspective. What are you thinking about their pace, and how do you feel moving forward? What sort of action, what are the Spurs getting out of the point guard spot, which has been such a question for them? Are they getting enough distribution? Because when DeRozan was leading the team with assists, I thought, my God, this is a team to fade. What do you think about the point guard production from the Spurs, and is that part of the reason why you're on the under here?
Yeah, it's not really that. I'm on the under for the simple fact that these teams they play super tight. Even the last game, it went over, but the only reason why is because it went to overtime. I was on the under as that one as well, but like I said, it ended up going to overtime, which the Mavs pretty much hit a late shot, sending it to OT. But if it weren't for that game would have went under as well, and that's when the Spurs I think were rolling as well. Like I said, I do like the under, but Rudy Gay and Bellinelli being in, that does hurt the under a little bit, but it makes makes me like the Spurs even more. I would say if you had a questionable in this game, or you needed a pick, I would just say take the Spurs. I said earlier today, and I tweeted out, if Rudy Gay and Bellinelli play, I'm on the Spurs in this one, man. So I know that the Mavs been playing nice, but I like the Spurs, and I think that this pace, it will be a little bit slower. Like I said, it's an in-state rival. It's always a little bit of a chippy game. The Mavs can play good defense at the house, and the Spurs can play good D as well. Their guards don't really push the pace. The Spurs games go over really when they start hitting a lot of threes. So when they start hitting all those threes, then that's when you would see the game go over. But I like the Spurs in this spot.
Smart money also likes the under in the Spurs game, also liking the under in the Houston game. So I don't know what to make of all this.
I just feel such a difficult spot. Steve Priest saying Spurs scoring 114 points per game in January. Is there any other games that you are looking at? Because we've got to bring in Maxwell Smart here pretty soon. Is there any other game you're looking in and want to touch on?
Yeah, just real quick. Like I say, the main spot I was on the Clippers. If you guys want to ride with me or anything tonight, I would say the Clippers. Nothing is guaranteed, but in my personal opinion, I think this is damn near close to that. So, like I say, especially with the Clippers being at the house, this is my main spot, man. I would talk about that. That's for 2 games right there for that 1 game. That's how big I'm on it. Another one I would talk about, my college plays real quick. I got to give y'all those. I got 3 plays real quick. I'll mention to you guys. I'm on Boston College plus the points. I think Louisville has a little bit of a letdown over that big win over North Carolina. Give me plus the 10.5 all day, and I got plus the 12. Give me UMass for 4 straight losses. They come back to the house facing George Mason. I think they get it done today. I'm on UMass minus the 2. I'm on Oklahoma money line versus Kansas State. I'm not betting Kansas State unless they have Dean Wade. He's still out. Give me Oklahoma at the house off of a loss. You can lay the points if you like, but I'm just on the money line. And one more game in the NBA, I'm on the Cavaliers and the Blazers under. I liked it whether Dame Lillard was in or out. So regardless, I love the under in this game. I don't see the Cavs breaking 110 in this fight at all, maybe even 100 points. Blazers should lock down on him. If Dame is out, that's going to hurt. That's going to help the under even more. And it does look like he's probably going to be out. So,
all right.
I'm on the under in this.
Interesting stuff coming in. Look at this. Kane Ross, Jimmy the Bag. Listen to this. Tell me what you think. JJ absolutely kills the Mavs bench, now reliant on Brunson as a rookie, ... Spurs. And above that, Mally Mal says Spurs over the Mavs any day.
Yeah, I'm just way off, and I just don't know how to handle capping something.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to combine all these people liking the Spurs with the plays on the San Antonio under, and I'm going to take a shot. This is pure listening. This is how you listen. This is a lesson in listening. I'm going to take the Dallas Mavericks team total under, which should be about 109. I'm going to take that one. Yeah, 109 minus 109. I'm going to take a shot with the Dallas Mavericks team total under 109. So if this is a very low scoring game and the Mavs win, 95 to 91, that one cashes. If it's a high scoring game and the Spurs roll, the Mavs could still stay under. So I'm going to take the Mavs team total under 109. What do you think about that, Jimmy the Bag?
I like where you
Makes
are.
some sense, right?
I'm just sort of paralyzed in confusion here. I thought I copy and pasted Dan Kelly's plays from
I
the
got
morning
him.
show.
I got some.
What does he have on the total in the Cavs game? He has something. He's got something in that Cavs game. Can you remind me what he's got?
In the Cavs game. In the Cavs game. In the Cavs game. In the Cavs game. No, I can't. No, I don't. Does he have anything I'm seeing here? He likes interestingly Spurs first half team total under and Spurs Dallas first quarter. Sorry, team total over. Spurs Dallas first quarter over, and he also likes the first quarter in the Brooklyn Houston over, and the Brooklyn team total over first half. Look at that. He likes the Brooklyn first quarter over, but nothing in the Cavs game that I am seeing right now.
I think that he's right. I think that the Cavs game should go under. I'm surprised that there's been no movement. I think that I'm going to add that spot. Lillard questionable to play. Why would you bother? There's no reason to throw him out there. And we know that Sauce, Castillo, and Seth Curry probably can put up points, but Sauce won't. Very, very, very interesting. King Rail saying parlay Spurs moneyline, Detroit moneyline. Thank me later. I'm very interested in this Cavs under, but I'm going to take a little time and look at it in a little bit. I think that I've got the first quarter plus 4.5. I like that. I'm going to spend a little bit more time. But first off, thank you so much, Jay Money. What a treat it is to have you. You can catch Jay Money in 1 hour. 1 hour right here at SBR on the great show King's Court. And they've been absolutely killing it. Where can we find you on Twitter and what else you got going on that we should keep an eye out for, Jay?
Yeah, Jimmy. There won't be a King's Court today. I'm sorry, you guys, because of the poker tournament. But we will be on tomorrow. Back at it again. We usually come on Monday through Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern. You guys tune in. Me and King Real. I mean, we've been killing it, man. So if y'all want some money, if y'all want to be printing money, man, hey, come watch King's Court. You know what I'm saying? Watch LoBag's show. Then tune into us. Y'all can find me on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney. I'm about to tweet out more plays. I'm already got every play that I talked about here on my Twitter. So you guys go follow me. That's JAY. Money is money. That's all I got, man. Like I say, Clippers Nation tonight, man. Let's get it. I'm gonna be rocking like cutoff stocking, man. Watching this one, man. I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Very, very nice. Follow him on Twitter. I did. And if you want to be like me, you will do that too. Thanks so much, J Money.
What a great guy. What a great capper. What a treat it is to roll.
All right, just before we do that, I want to just add the plays. I'm going to take the Dallas team total under 109 minus 109. That might be a good play. And last second, I am going to tail these guys on Detroit. A little bit risky, so I'm going to take them on the money line. Detroit, full game money line minus 160. I know they were talking about the first half, and that's probably a good play. But I'm going to add on Detroit, money line minus 160. Mavs team total under 109 minus 109. I've added on Clippers, first half minus a half. Clippers minus 1. And the Brooklyn Nets first half team total over 53 minus 115. That's it.
Yeah,
NBA.
and my fault. I didn't realize that King's Court was not going to be on today because of the poker tournament. Too bad, man.
Yeah.
Too bad. Money is not going to be made with these guys not getting a show.
It's just, when one door closes, another one opens, right? If that you can't make money in the King's Court show tonight, maybe you can make money in the poker tournament with the UH.
Sometimes you're up.
Yeah.
Dwayne Reed says, Jimmy, value sensors are tingling with the Cavs under. I like it. Okay. Mm-hmm. All these plays we talked about adding on, I've been hesitant to do a lot of them. Mm-hmm. But I am going to jump on this under in the Cavaliers-Blazers full game.
All right. Well, the least we can do is line shop here at SBRodds.com and get you the best line. It opened at 217.5, which is interesting. Bovada still has 217 minus 115, so we can give you that one. It's down to 216 at Pinnacle. Jimmy the Bag's going to add Cleveland, Portland under 217 minus 115. That's the current line at Pinnacle. At Bovada. Now it's down to 216 or 216.5 everywhere else. And
one more shout out to J Money. We are so lucky to have him rolling with us. And Nutflash Allen says, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Dan Kelly was on the full game over with the Cavs. I thought he had a Cavs play, but I can't seem to find it here.
I'll do a very quick.
But I do feel like there's no reason for I think the Blazers are going to take this. I don't think they're going to care.
All right. I'm a problem solver here. I'm going to find right now whether Dan Kelly has any opinion on this one. Why don't you intro the next segment while I do this? I will intro
the next segment. But while I do that, reminding everybody of J Money's NCAA basketball plays.
Got the answer. Dan Kelly, full game, Cleveland, Portland, over 218. He says, look to middle this at halftime.
Yeah, see, I knew he was on it. And there he says, I think the second half goes under in Cavs Portland.
There you go. Cleveland, Portland, over, but look to middle at halftime.
And Super Cisco on the Cavs team total over 102. Walla Walla Dos says, is there a chat in the poker attorney, or are people going to be on the live stream? We're going to be on the live stream. Walla Walla. Okay, we got to move on. But while I do, I'm going to drop J Money's NCAA basketball plays. He's on Oklahoma money line, Boston College, UMass, and Maxie. Before we go to, we do have a new intro for you. So I'd like the intro to roll first. But man, talk about being lucky having J Money's money on our show. How lucky we are that we got Maxwell Smart 3 days a week.
3 days
a week. We got my man Maxwell Smart. Rafa, can you roll my man Maxwell Smart's intro?
It wasn't until 2018 that the diamond in the rough went from hooligan to king of the world.
The guy couldn't play for shit, dog. He was awful. But can he cap? Guess he can.
Unreal. Back then, there were like 16 college basketball teams. Easy to handle a whole college basketball Saturday back in the day.
And my man Naismith, straight out of McGill, straight out of Montreal, Canada, creating the sport. All right, Maxie, what it is, man? What's up? How are you?
Because I finally snapped out of my funk. So I'm now convinced that I need to be on the show as much as possible to increase my winnings.
Yeah, I agree with that, Max. I agree with that. You look very haunting with that hat on and your eyes dark, and you look very scary, which is probably a good thing. Okay, yeah. So it's spinning around. Okay, not as haunting. Max, we got to move quickly. I know that Pete and I picked out some games we want to ask you about. We got some ranked games that we'll go at the end, but we got to move really quickly, yeah. Max, my man. Are we cool? Just we start throwing games at you as fast as possible?
Anything you guys want.
All right, let's start with the Liberty Kennesaw State game. Liberty, awesome ATS, especially on the road. You're looking at this. Liberty minus 16.5 on the road. So far this year, the answer has been yes, don't worry about it. I believe there was one road game where you liked it. Jimmy the Bag had the balls to tail it. It was an easy casher. Do we have the same situation here today?
Yeah, I'm definitely liking Liberty. If I could clone a basketball player to play for my collegiate program, Scotty James would be the guy. I really like how Darius McGee has really accepted the 6-man role and is really running with it. This is a good game for Liberty. I think that Liberty can really exploit Kennesaw State in every which way possible because Kennesaw State is a one-dimensional team. If you stop Tyler Hooker, you stop Kennesaw State from doing anything positive. And I've watched Kennesaw State because not only do I watch the teams that I profit off, I also watch the teams that I can bet on, that I know that I can count on to lose and not cover spreads. And I've watched Kennesaw State versus New Jersey Institute of Technology, and I believe that Liberty is more talented than them. I think that they are not fazed by going to play on the road, which they've already proven this year, and being in their first year in the Atlantic Sun, every game matters. So give me Liberty, and I feel very confident I'm going to add the first half and full game for this.
That's what I was thinking as well. Jimmy the Bag against Stetson with a similar line. Maxwell Smart recommended it. You didn't care about the 16-point road favorite spread. You tail it. You won. You going to do it again?
No, I'm not.
Because one of your things is you like to see line movement in favor of what Maxwell Smart has to say. There's actually been a strong line movement the opposite direction.
Exactly, and it's been working for me, and I'm going to stick with it. But speaking of Liberty,
yeah,
he gave me Vermont.
Yes,
right afterwards.
Right,
and I jumped on both, and they were both easy cashers. So let's go right to Vermont. 17-point favorites at New Hampshire with a total of 129. What are you thinking here, Max?
Well, New Hampshire's been a really stingy team, but last week they got exposed. And the thing about Vermont is when you have Anthony Lamb, you have a guy that is just unstoppable in the American East. I think that Anthony Lamb has not been seen by New Hampshire, and I think that is what's going to be the critical factor in determining if Vermont covers this number or not. I love Vermont, the way that they're shooting the ball. They're shooting the ball 45% from the field. They need to win on the boards, and the only way that they're going to lose this game and not cover the spread tonight is if they do it to themselves. When you got Ernie Duncan, Steph Smith, Anthony Lamb, healthy, ready to go, I cannot go against them. And in addition to that, let's also remember that I've also pointed out multiple times, Vermont is the best true road game team, ATS, in the nation. So give me Vermont. I'm not scared with the points. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose, but I'm also going to double up and take them on the first half.
Wow.
Okay, sounds good. Can I move on now?
Please do.
All right, next game. This is an interesting one. This one I knew in the other game in the Liberty game, you were going to like Liberty. Lipscomb and New Jersey Tech, a little bit different. Obviously, Lipscomb, another team in this conference in the ASUN that's great on the road. But New Jersey Tech is a scrappy team, and they've actually been very good this year as an underdog, home or away. You know, they've had some bad losses against elite teams, like against Utah and whatever. But as a single-digit underdog, they've been very, very good. They won outright against Duquesne as a small underdog. They won outright against Fordham as a small underdog. They won outright against LIU Brooklyn as a small underdog. They won outright against Wagner as a small underdog. This is not a team I want to fade as a single-digit underdog. I'd be leaning New Jersey Tech here.
I'm definitely leaning New Jersey Institute Technology. It does worry me, though, because fouls are going to determine who covers this spread or not. New Jersey Institute Technology has a fouling issue, so they really need to win on the boards and not get called for those over-the-back fouls trying to get rebounds. They got to really limit their turnovers and not try to run with Lipscomb. The slower that they can get Lipscomb to play, the better that it is. Limit possessions in this game, and Zach Cooks and Abdul Lewis need to freaking play proper. Abdul Lewis has been slumping the last couple games, but in this matchup, Lipscomb only has Asadullah and Eli Pepper Pepper, and I don't think that they have the size or strength to really stop him. These rosters know each other, and the best players on each team have played against each other last year, so there will be some familiarity. But I think in the end of the day, Garrison Matthews needs Rob Marbury and company to actually help out, and I can't count on anybody else except for Marbury and Garrison Matthews. Garrison Matthews has picked up his game as of late. He's really actually taken over and really demanded the ball a lot more than he was earlier non-conference season, but I got to go with the team that has the size. I got to go with the home court advantage, and I love seeing a 6.5-point dog. But like I said, as long as NGIT doesn't foul, they can cover this spread. If they foul too much and put Lipscomb on the line, they are going to lose, and they're not going to cover the spread.
So your official pick is New Jersey Tech, huh? Or the under?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
There you go. I knew it.
New
New Jersey Tech. That was my lean as well.
And so is he saying that he was also interested in the under?
Were you saying because I was leaning under?
No, I'm not.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not saying that I'm interested in the under. I think that this game can go over, but I've seen them play 110 games to 140 games. So if you want to get me on a play, I'd rather just take NGIT on the spread and leave the total alone.
Right. There you go.
Wow. Okay, let's keep rolling right along. J Money gave us Oklahoma already. We've talked about some little schools. Let's talk about some big schools. Kansas State at number 20, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, a 5.5-point favorite with a total of 131. Who are you thinking here?
Well, I'm going against the grain, and I'm taking K-State. So Dean Wade is back healthy. So is Camus Stokes. They both played in their last game. I think it was a good game for them to shake off the rust, and I think that they're going to shoot a lot better tonight. The one thing that K-State has really been troubling this year is their shooting. This is a team that has Elite Eight potential. They went there last year. Jimmy and I were watching that game. So we know that K-State, with this roster, even if Dean Wade is out, has serious tournament potential. And I think that tonight, their defense and their shooting is going to really actually keep them in this game. I think that Oklahoma is going to be outmatched.
Wow. You know, I was kind of hoping that he would say that. I was uncomfortable that J Money was on Oklahoma and I was having pause. But my first spot on this card, I will be rolling with Maxwell Smart and K-State. Can you please give me the best line?
Yes, but I'm going to have to wait. Let me hold on one second.
No worries.
Okay.
We can keep moving.
Yeah. Wait. Oh man, I'm just and Cleveland Portland is the game that I'm copying and pasting like a maniac here. It's all over the place. All right, Cleveland and Portland's the only NBA play you added, right? Yes.
The under, yeah.
Okay, and you want to take what do you want?
There was a question.
What do you want to add here?
I want to add K-State, Kansas State on this spot.
Go ahead.
My man Fred says, Jimmy, you didn't say your NBA picks. You know, I like my card, and I knew that Dan was on I thought he was on the over, but we couldn't find it. But I feel like if Dame's out, the under will be in play. But my two plays I like quite a bit. I'm on Pelicans first quarter plus 2.5. And I'm on Cavaliers first quarter plus 4.5.
And you're also on Cleveland Portland under 217, which you added in this show. All right, now let's talk about South Carolina Vanderbilt. This is a very interesting one, Maxwell Smart. This reminds me just a very, very teeny bit of the LSU Ole Miss game last night, right? It's a rivalry game here. South Carolina obviously in much better current form than Vanderbilt, and I would have been leaning South Carolina, except the line has moved in Vanderbilt's favor. I don't know. Maybe I still, I'm starting to think. We say this a lot, but a lot of times in life we say what we don't mean. I'm really starting to mean this. I think that Maxwell Smart's opinions way more on my mind than market movements. Okay. How many times have we seen Maxwell Smart be dead against a strong market movement and Maxwell Smart come out on top, right?
Totally.
Maxwell Smart, what do you think? South Carolina here plus the points?
Well, this is actually a really tough game because Vanderbilt's actually changing their lineup, trying to go with more athleticism and length at the positions 2 to 5, while trying to incorporate their size advantage, particularly at the 2 and 3 with Aaron Nesbitt and Joe Toy. It's worked out all right for them. Against a team like South Carolina, they could actually hammer down in a very slow-paced kind of rock fight. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of South Carolina during conference play. Hassani Gravett has really stepped up. My one issue is the Canadian A.J. Lawson, who has been running a good point guard and really playing good defense, but he's not shooting the ball well enough, and they got to play at a faster pace. They got to try and get more offensive possession. possessions because this team is not the defensive team that you would think Frank Martin would have of the past. Chris Silva is a very good concrete piece, but he's not the type of piece that's going to get you winning. That's going to get you winning on the regular. Gravin and AJ Lawson are the guys. So I'm actually going to be going with South Carolina. I think that they've proven over and over again in conference play that they're taking these games more seriously, and the results are in the pudding. I like Vandy better with Darius Garland. Saban Lee is a great point guard, but he's not Darius Garland. If you give me Darius Garland, that changes this whole analysis of this game. But I'm taking the road dog, and I'm letting it ride.
Man, I was leaning South Carolina. Maxwell Smart seconds it, and it's just the market movement makes me nervous. I think I might throw on New Jersey Tech and South Carolina as official plays. Gutta Live TV says, ask Max's opinion on George Mason as a 2.5-point dog. We will get to that at some point. I promise you, Gutta Live TV. Jimmy the Bag, you're taking Kansas State. Lines slightly against you. Best line we can give you is 5.5 minus 103. Is that okay?
5.5.
5.5 minus 103. That is at 5 times that it opened at about 6.5. And I was also leaning to the under on that game, as other people were as well. Of course, we keep a manic pace in this one, manic brisk pace. So I might check the Kansas State under and make that an official play as well. What's next on the docket here?
I want to ask him about UConn, Max's team, favorite team. And he knows his team inside and out. UConn -1 at Tulsa, total of 139. What are you thinking here with your boys?
Well, it's going to be a freaking tough game tonight for those UConn Huskies, but I like them tonight. I'm not impressed with Tulsa's offense. I'm not impressed with their ball movement. I'm not impressed with the fact that they don't move side to side. That is something that Sterling Taplin and Daquan Jeffries could probably do very well if they swung the ball a lot more. I think that they're a very deliberate offense, and I think that UConn, if they get hot from three, which we know that they're going to shoot a lot of threes, and they're going to play predominantly a 4-guard lineup, that they can go into Tulsa and win. I think that this game against Cincinnati was a big letdown, not actually coming out with the win, but in the grand scheme of things, Coach Hurley definitely put it in those guys' head that this is a stepping stone, that they have the potential to go anywhere they want, depending on how their motivation is, and that starts with Jalen Adams. If we get a good Jalen Adams tonight, then we can win this game, and I'm counting on it. So give me UConn -1. Give me the money line -120. I'm taking them, no problem.
You know, I'm gonna roll with them.
Really?
I'm gonna roll with Connecticut. Yes, I'm gonna roll with Connecticut. I agree. Tulsa has not shown much this year. I think Connecticut can get the job done on the road. But Max, we do have a game starting in 8 minutes, so we're gonna skip right to it right now. Sorry, so we're kind of going off of the games that we wanted to ask him about. Creighton at St. John's. It's in 8 minutes. It looks like Pons is in. What are you thinking?
All right, well, definitely Pons is playing. I already saw a video of his warm-up, courtesy of some great cappers, a.k.a. Kobe Valentine, who is right on this. I think that this could be another situation where a back injury gets a couple minutes at the start of the game, and then they decide to pull him and just let him freaking rest and heal. This is what happened with Marcus Howard last night. Luckily, the Hausers took care of business and cashed my Marquette ticket. But this is a game that I want nothing to do with. If I'm trying to play this game, I'm taking the under. I don't care that it's already moved 6 or 7 points. I still think 159 is too low. Too high, excuse me. And that's about it. I don't want to play the side. I don't like having to mess with these games with undetermined injuries. And I think that the under is the safest way to go. I know that a lot of other quality college basketball cappers are on it. I think it's an easy place for me just to tail.
Including myself. You remember I talked about that in the morning show, and it opened at 165.5. You said you don't care that it's down to 159 or whatever. It's back up to 162 now. So, I mean, I guess that's because of Pons being announced in. But I was leaning under, and the under is actually up at 162, back up from the low of wherever it was, like 158, wherever it was when it hit the low. Interesting game. Jimmy the Bag, any thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts are I agree. My thoughts are I'm in. My thoughts are
taking?
Pons can also disrupt a bit of flow. whether or not he can make it through a whole game. And I've got to make this bet in 6 minutes. So could you give me a line now, and then I will make the bet. And
on the under?
Yes.
All right. It just jumped up to 162.5 at bookmakers, so I'll take that one with you, Jimmy the Bag. 162.5 minus 110. Also, you want UConn. You're going to get the Greek line, which is -1, minus 110. I'd be leaning that way. The market has moved in UConn's favor, and Maxwell Smart said he likes UConn, right? He follows this team close as hell, right?
He knows his team inside.
All right,
and out.
I'm going to tail that one. UConn -1. I'm tailing you again, and as well as tailing the market movement. Okay,
I run with UConn's barber also on Twitter, and Max runs with him now as well. So we're getting inside information.
Excellent.
Everybody is very honest with their barber. So
Creighton St. John's under 162.5 minus 110. Jimmy the Bag and I are both going to be on that one. I will throw on New Jersey Tech +6.5 minus 110 as well. I'm throwing that one on there, and I'm an inch away from throwing on South Carolina as well. Go ahead.
Can you take over the next game?
Yes, absolutely. Let's talk about Duquesne and Richmond. Another interesting game. Richmond, we know what this team does. They're high. There's high volatility here with Richmond. They cover a lot of spreads by 20 points, lose a lot of spreads by 20 points, and kind of the same deal with Duquesne, right? They are one of the teams that lost at home as a 6-point favorite to New Jersey Tech. But they can be competitive as well. I would definitely be leaning Richmond here, but I feel like there's a lot of volatility in this game, so I think I'm going to stay off. I'm interested to hear what you have to say, Max.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of volatility in this recent series because Richmond has owned Duquesne. Owned them. I think it's 8 out of the last 10 that they've won. And I think that Nathan Ko, the Quebecer, has really stepped up in the absence of Nick Sherrod. And I think that he's going to be a main element in the offense and if Richmond covers these 3 points. I am actually going to be leaning the other way. Mm-hmm. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Sincere Carey. I'm really liking seeing what I'm seeing from Frankie Hughes, who basically pushed Mike Lewis off the team, took his minutes. And I think that it's about time that Duquesne gets a win in this series. And I think that Sincere Carey is the type of scorer that they need to actually do that. Because if you look at Duquesne's recent rosters, they haven't had a player of his caliber. And most people don't really know how good he really is. So I'm going to take Duquesne +3. Wow. And I'm going to look to play the game live because I know it'll be on Bet365's in-game board.
Yes, and there's a lot of volatility involved with both of these teams. And teams with high volatility are oftentimes the times when 2 teams with high volatility are playing each other. Those are the best games to look out for live betting. Also, some controversy on the UConn game. Mally Mal on UConn, but Bruce Ian, a.k.a. Mutt B, says UConn sucks. Doesn't mean he's not on it, just letting us know that UConn sucks. All right, Jimmy the Bag.
Well, I'd like you to know that Robbie Tops, low-bagger Robbie Tops, says, Jimmy, please let the boys know that I'm willing to bet my manhood on Duquesne.
Oh, shit.
Getting it done over Richmond.
No way.
Bet the farm. It's a winner.
Who said that?
Robbie Tops.
And that's also how Maxwell Smart likes this game to go as well?
Yes.
I think I've heard enough, Jimmy the Bag. I think I'm going to take Duquesne. Just want to see, because what you did yesterday with LSU on the money line was just very, very smart. I'm going to take Duquesne either on the money line or on the spread. Let's get to the next game, Jimmy the Bag.
Yes, we got lots of games we want to get to, so as fast as possible. George Mason at Massachusetts. Massachusetts -2.5, total 145. What are you thinking here?
Shout out to Gut Alive TV asking about this game specifically. Go ahead.
Definitely gotta respect J Money's opinion on the UMass side, but I gotta go with George Mason. George Mason ran this freaking matchup last year. They beat them 3 times. Very similar rosters. Otis Livingston gets really up for playing against Lewante Pipkins. And the key for UMass and what will determine if they win or not is what happens with Rasheed Holloway. If they can get him the ball without him having to dribble, that size is going to exploit George Mason because George Mason doesn't have a lot of size. But what my issue with UMass is, and especially with Holloway, is if he has to dribble, he becomes a 250-pound guy instead of a 300-and-something pound guy. So it's really important for him to get that position and for Lewante to not be too selfish because at times he is quite selfish with his jump shot and with his drives. And I've seen him actually drive the ball where he bumped into Holloway trying to get the bucket instead of just making an easy dish to him for a higher percentage shot. So my thing with George Mason is I love how Justin Kier has really stepped up. He's a really, really gifted basketball IQ. You really see that with his movement without the ball, where he is positionally. So I think that he's going to really play a big role. I think that Javon Green has really stepped up in the absence of Grayer. And I think that George Mason has the X factor that not a lot of people have seen, is Jordan Miller, who has had the red shirt ripped off him. And his debut actually set a George Mason freshman record for points. So I'm actually hoping and betting basically that this guy is going to be an impact player and we're going to see a repeat performance of the game against Rhode Island. So give me George Mason plus 2.5. I hate to be going against Jay Money. I do agree with his Boston College pick, but I got to go with George Mason from what I've watched and what I've seen from both these teams.
Fair enough. All right, to update the plays, I am going to take Duquesne money line plus 145. So once again, very quickly, Jimmy, you've only added 3 plays, right? Kansas State plus 5.5, UConn -1, and Creighton St. John's under. That's it, right?
That's it.
And I have added on New Jersey Tech plus 6.5, UConn -1, Creighton St. John's under 162.5, and Duquesne plus 145. Thinking about adding on the under in the Kansas State game. Thinking about adding on South Carolina plus 4. And the next game, this one I think I'm liking here, American against Lehigh. American is kind of in the middle of the standings in the Patriot division, but I like this team. I like this team. When they're getting points against an upper echelon team, I think they're a decent bet. This line has gotten bet down, but at 6 or 6.5, I'm leaning American. What do you think, Max?
I'm definitely leading American. I watch American. I love the Patriot League. I watch all the Patriot League teams. If American gets hot from 3, watch out because they can hang with Lehigh. Lehigh's game is shooting 3s. They have multiple 5+ rebound guys a game, so you got to do your work on the board. But American has Sam Oreo and Mark Gasparini, so they have the antidote to take care of business tonight. I am not brave enough to take them on the money line. My gut is telling me to do so. I do think that Lehigh is a very good Patriot League team, and the streak of covers could end tonight. But I'm going with American. I'm going with Saeed Nelson. Saeed Nelson, if he's driving and stays out of foul trouble, can go off for 20 to 30 points. And I just love the grit of this American team. They play slow when they have to. They run when they have to. They're good at the free throw line. They don't foul too much. I think against a team like Lehigh, who isn't as physical, more perimeter oriented, I think that they could have a good game and keep this close and keep it within the numbers. So give me American. I got +7. I'll take +6.5.
Okay, yes, I'm going to have to take the reduced number. Jimmy the Bag, go ahead.
I don't think there's a 6.5. Is there a 6.5?
No, 6 minus 110 is the best line.
I'm going to take 6.
Really?
I'm going to
Okay.
take 6. Yeah, I love Max's read on American. I love their outside shooting. Please give them
American +6 minus 110. That's the way I was. That was one of my favorite plays of the card, actually. If and only if Maxwell Smart agree with it, and he does. So Jimmy the Bag.
Yeah, I guess I wish we could have got on it 2 hours ago, but whatever. It is what it is. Maxie, Utah State -19 at the garbage fire that San Jose State is right now. I know you know this team inside now. I know you watched a lot of them when Clark was in the lineup. Now, no Clark and no Bueno. Total 142. Who are you liking here?
I am liking Utah State. The line has moved in my favor from when I jumped on it this afternoon. I just like the way that they play defense. I like their efficiency from the field. They move the ball well. They share the ball well. You got multiple guys that are going to score in double figures, and Sam Merrill is a piece. I just wish Kobe McEwen was still on this team. They would be able to challenge Nevada for the Mountain West, in my opinion, because this team has a very fluid offense. They move the ball well. They swing the ball from side to side. They look for the guy for the open shot. And I think against a team like San Jose State, who is quite inept at doing any kind of good things on defense, whether that be man, whether that be switching to a zone, they wouldn't know how to side trap if their freaking life depended on it. So give me Utah State minus the points. I like them to win by 25 tonight.
Okay. Tail?
Yes.
Okay.
Utah State minus 19. I will be tailing Max with this spot.
Okay, Utah State. I will search for the for an actual line for you, Jimmy the Bag, very soon. Colgate against Army is the next game we're going to talk about, and this one, an interesting game from a matchup perspective as far as the spread is concerned. I was thinking under here, Maxwell Smart, but the total has gotten bet up. When I looked at this, it was 145. Now it's up to 147 or 147 and a half. But I think that Army is going to make this a modestly paced game, and I was leaning under. The line movement spooks me. What do you like here?
I'm also leaning under in this game. They have had some recent games that have been high scoring, but I do think that Army at home, they want to share the ball because they have a lack of athleticism. They need to not be sped up. They need to back away from the three if it isn't falling. And I think that someone else other than Matt Wilson needs to get on the boards and rebound. Army has a very low percentage from the field, and I think that they really need to play a rock fight where they're playing hard man-to-man defense, and if they have to, they got to use the depth on the bench to commit some fouls and put Colgate on the line. I think that Colgate needs to cut down on their turnovers, and they got to not rush the offense. They have good size, and they got to use it. So, feed the guys with the high field goal percentages, and just don't rush the offense. Yeah, I always see Colgate rushing. It's like they don't realize that they have 25, 26 seconds once they freaking get across half court. So don't rush the offense, move the ball proper, and effectively take shots. So score from the field properly.
Okay,
That's
great.
the gist of it.
Awesome comment here from Damon Meadows. Best show by far. Keep it up, guys. Just put a muzzle on Pete. Okay, consider it done. Damon Meadows, consider it done. I'm going to tail this one. I was leaning under as well, so your play is under also, Maxwell Smart?
Yeah, definitely taking the under.
Unbelievable. Is it a good sign? I'm incredibly happy that Max is agreeing with all my plays. I'm going to take the under 147.5 minus 110. Jimmy the Bag for Utah State. You can have 19 minus 101 or 18.5 minus 110.
Take 19.
19 minus 101. All right, let's go. Jimmy the Bag.
We just talked about Army. Let's talk about Navy. Navy at Lafayette. Lafayette minus 3.5. Total 141.5. What are you thinking here?
So this is going to be a really interesting game because they played really close games last year with Navy actually winning a buzzer beater game. So I think that Lafayette, what they do in the Patriot League is they shoot a lot of threes. 47% of their shots in Patriot League are from distance. So if you could stop them from shooting threes, then you have a chance to stay in this game. Cam Davis is going to be really important for Navy tonight. He is shooting very nicely from three, and he is constantly getting to the line and scoring efficiently. The X factor for Navy is Hassan Abdullah. He is the guy that hits the clutch shots for this team. So if the game is close at the end, I'm going to be feeling that Navy has a good shot to stay in it. I'm not going to be betting the side. I'm actually going to be going towards the under because I'm thinking that Navy's defense is going to be good enough tonight to stop Lafayette from making 13 or 14 three-point baskets. So I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to leave the side off.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, Rafa, you guys got a muzzle back there? You have a muzzle? Lucrative, Larry? No muzzle? All right, okay, we'll look for one later on. Stephen F. Austin against New Orleans.
Sure, Freddie's got a muzzle.
Yo, man, Freddie's got a muzzle. Don't tell me no. Freddie's got a muzzle. He'll probably come in wearing one.
We gotta go.
Yes, Stephen F. Austin against New Orleans. New Orleans on our ATS roll. I think it likely continues here. I'm leaning New Orleans minus 2.5.
Yeah, I definitely like New Orleans. I think that without TJ Holyfield, this Stephen F. Austin team is just not as strong. I do like Devontae Fitzgerald and Kevon Harris, but Shannon Bogues needs more consistent offensive help, and I'm going to actually go with New Orleans. I think that they are a very good home team, very good ATS at home. They score by committee, and Bryson Robinson and Ezekiel Charles, they're going to be extremely important. They've been scoring the ball nicely the past couple games. They've been efficient from the field, and I think that continues tonight. And I think New Orleans holds home court for Stephen F. Austin. Stephen F. Austin's coming off a very embarrassing loss to Northwestern State, and I don't think that New Orleans and the type of style that they play is going to be a very good matchup to overcome that tonight. So give me New Orleans. If I can get 2.5, I'd be a lot happier.
No, you can get 2, and it opened at 5.5. Maxwell Smart, this is, do you have any, see, I was looking at New Orleans as well, but this is very ominous. New Orleans has been great ATS all year long. Stephen F. Austin, a terrible bet all year long. Well, a 3.5-point line move in favor of Stephen F. Austin. Do you have any reason to, any insights into why this line has moved the way it has?
Well, I've seen multiple games move like this today. There's a couple games in the Missouri Valley Conference, the Bradley game, the Northern Iowa game, and the Evansville game that have similar kind of line movement. I think it's just a case of the books not being sure what line to put out and then just seeing what gets pounded and then adjusting. So I'm not really taking the line movement into consideration. I'm trying to base it mostly on what I've watched with my eyes. And what I've watched New Orleans on their home court, they are a solid team. Yep. And from what I've watched Stephen F. Austin, they are not a safe bet. And if you're betting on them when they're a double-digit favorite, shame on you.
Fair enough.
Here we go. We got a couple more games. I got some interesting stuff, but there's the mighty Incarnate Word are playing tonight. Central Arkansas minus 3-point favorites. I know a lot of our guys don't like talking about these tiny schools, but Max has such a great read on them. It's about making money. Central Arkansas minus 3, total 143. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm definitely liking Central Arkansas. They shoot the 3-point deadly, second best in their conference. They got DeAndre Jones, who's shooting 44.6% right now. They're hitting 8.6 3-points a game. They just played these guys a couple days ago. I think that they're going to keep it going. They actually turned the series around, and Carnay Wood was actually putting the beat down on them for a couple years. I think Central Arkansas has stuff figured out. I think that they are quality on the road, and I think that they're going to go in there and they're going to beat them because Incarnate Wood cannot shoot threes. The 3-point makes compared to this year, Central Arkansas made 147, Incarnate Wood's made 74, excuse me. I think that the team that wins the battle on the boards, which I think is going to be Central Arkansas, is going to win this game and cover the spread. So give me Central Arkansas minus 3. I'll even take the minus 3.5 if I have to.
Pete, I have to jump in here because we've had some very interesting stuff come in, so I'm just going to
about
jump
muzzles
in
or handicapping games?
No muzzle talk. Not enough muzzle talk. Dan Kelly says, you guys know I seldom have an opinion in college basketball, but tonight I'm on Wichita State money line at plus 130. I think the 10 p.m. start time for TV will mess with the Eastern time zone visitor. Very, very interesting spot here. What are you thinking in this spot, Max?
And also notable market movement in favor of Wichita State.
Yeah, Wichita State's a live home dog tonight. There's a lot of live home dogs. Illinois, Missouri for 2 others. I think that Wichita State is in a perfect spot. UCF is overvalued. The line being 2.5 when they posted it, that showed to you that Wichita State is the frickin' spot. Usually I give home teams 3 points home court advantage in college basketball, and I think that Wichita State is going to want this game a lot more than UCF. I think that they're going to have the student section loud and rowdy, and Greg Marshall, it's time for him to show and prove his worth as a coach. I think this is the type of game that they can steal from UCF.
I agree. While you think about tailing that Jimmy the Bag, I'm going to add on South Carolina plus 4.5 and another home dog that I was thinking about, that people were thinking about as well. East Carolina getting 8 against Temple. Maxwell Smart, what do you think?
Well, this is going to be a really tough game for Temple.
Right.
I think that Temple should cover this spot, but Jaden Gardner has really emerged. When a guy puts up 35 and 20, you recognize that, and you go back and you watch how he got that 35 and 20. So East Carolina has played fantastic lately. They have been a very good ATS team to their bettors. And at 8.5 in a big game where you know they're going to get amped up for it, and Temple, they may have a letdown spot. This is not a game that they're going to get too up for, although they are very talented. I think that East Carolina is worth a shot tonight if you can get plus 8, plus 8.5. If it goes any lower than 8, then I'm not really interested in it.
Okay. I am going to take Wichita State money line plus 135. I will tail Dan Kelly, and I'm thinking about adding on Eastern Carolina plus the points as well. Jimmy the Bag, any words?
Yeah, it just sounds like a very exciting spot. I like Dan's idea behind the bet. I like Matt, and it's actually been some U-shaped market movement in that Wichita State game.
The recent line movement has been towards Wichita State, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you break down the way Pinnacle's had it throughout, entirety. It's
early money on UCF, later money on Wichita. Yeah, been bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
I didn't quite realize that many bounces. You're right. Look at that.
And so this is going a little bit against what's been successful for me in all that. Noli knows leaning over UCF Wichita State. The man who loves unders going over.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. But I'm going to jump with you guys. Dan, Kelly, I'm going to jump on the money line.
We're going to get plus 135 on that one.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we've got to roll. We've got to go. We've gone 14 minutes over. We're not supposed to be doing this,
Right.
but this is just so interesting. There are a few big ranked teams playing tonight. Iowa State at Texas Tech, Houston at SMU, Iowa at Penn State, Auburn at Texas A&M. Do you have any feel on these games? Is there any spots that you like there?
I love Iowa State tonight. I think that they are in a perfect spot to go into Texas Tech and finally give Texas Tech a loss because let's be honest, Texas Tech deserves to lose a game. I think that Cameron Lard is going to get some minutes tonight. I think that Lindell Weggington is going to get more minutes tonight. I think that Iowa State needs a rebound game. I think that this is a great spot that they can fly under the radar. Little bit of pressure on them, not so much compared to other conference games. And as a 5-point dog, I love them. I love them tonight.
That's what I was thinking
That
about.
may be bad for bettors, but I love them.
Wow,
I was thinking about them as well, and I was reading the market. I was looking for a move on TCU, and if the move didn't come, I was going to say that Iowa State was probably the play, and I will tail Maxwell Smart on that one. Plus 5 minus 103. That's going to be the line at 5 dimes. I was leaning that way myself. Hold on one second. I can't even. Okay.
Max, we've got to go. Some people are asking about your top pick. Do you have anything to say? And it's just too difficult, but Houston, SMU, Iowa, Penn State. Penn State been playing bad lately. Auburn at Texas A&M. Any feel there? Is there any one game of those three that you wouldn't mind talking about?
What was the first game again?
Houston at SMU.
Yeah, okay. So I'm definitely liking Houston tonight. I don't know why SMU is getting all this love. I've seen them play and I back them. But in this matchup versus Houston, I think that the best things on Houston are going to extinguish the best things on SMU, which is Jamal McMurray. If Jamal McMurray doesn't get hot from 3, Houston has a lot easier time with this game. Houston is going to play some defense. I don't think that they're on a come down just yet. I think that they're going to get up for this game, and they need a road win. So might as well get it at SMU. In-state rivalry game, that has to be taken into consideration. I just think that Houston's the better squad. And if I get burned, I get burned.
Very nice. And Damon Metters, the guy who requested the muzzle, said, Pete, you are the man. 1 lots in your birthday pick. Shout out to you, Damon Metters.
Yeah,
Jimmy the Bag.
I love having a chance to break down games with Max. Now we have a very difficult question to ask you, Max. Guys in the chat are saying, do you have a best bet? Do you have a top 3 spot? I know that you're a gambler who likes quantity of plays, and I think that makes a lot of sense in college basketball when you spend the year round studying it, that you'll get a better chance to succeed with a higher number of plays. But could you narrow it down? Is that possible? 1 or 3?
Yeah, I could give you guys a couple. I definitely like Longwood plus 11 tonight against Winthrop. I think that it's a good matchup for Longwood. I think that Longwood's coming off 2 losses that they probably shouldn't have lost. And I think that Winthrop is a better team on the road as a favorite. And at home, they did cover against High Point in their last game. And I expect Longwood to give them a better game tonight. I do like Loyola Maryland as a small home dog versus Boston University. I just think that if Loyola Maryland hits 3s, that they could really do some damage. They do foul a lot, but they have multiple guys that have good assist to turnover ratios. So in the grand scheme of things, they do have some good offense that they're running. They're just not getting the results. And I think that tonight against BU, who's been pretty inconsistent and really needs Javonte McCoy to play well in order to win, I want to take Loyola Maryland as a small dog.
Sounds good. Do we have time for because Alabama, Missouri is another game people were asking about. I was leaning Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to go make these bets. That's
I know.
part of the problem. But
no one's cutting us off, so if no one's coming in telling us stop.
Okay, let's go with one more game.
One more game. Alabama, Missouri. I was leaning Alabama. What do you think?
I'm going with Missouri.
Okay.
I think that Missouri is coming back out of a rebound game. I think that they played really bad in their last game. I think that Jordan Geis is going to light it up. And Alabama on the road needs to prove to me that they can win on the road before I start putting my money on them.
Fair enough. Thanks so much for answering that final game, Maxwell Smart.
What an absolute treat. We are so thankful to have you rolling with us, Max. You are a monster. You are a gentleman. You are an incredible capper. And we thank you with all our hearts. Where can we find you on Twitter? Is there anything else you're up to this week? Can you let us know that? And then, could you please introduce none other than Freddie Fortune?
Yeah, definitely. You guys can find me at Maxwell Smart 420 on Twitter. I am going to be working on this thing called the cheap play, where I find a money line college basketball team, and then I parlay them with every spread on the board. So I'm playing both sides, putting $250 down on each game, $125 on each side. So if I win one, if the money line wins, then I'm guaranteed to win one of the two spread bets. So it's actually working out to $86 worth of profit each win. And last night, Nevada won for me. So I'm going to do it again and hopefully make another big chunk of change. So now that I'm past that, let me introduce to you the man, the one and only Freddie Fortune.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. Do you know, guys, Larry is a very sad man.
He is?
He's a premature ejaculator, you know,
I did not know that.
amongst other things. Handball is the only thing that brings him joy. But guess what? He sucks at it. He's a terrible capper. But you know who doesn't suck at Handball World Championship?
Who's that?
Let me show you. I brought something for you. Don't watch, please. Stay away from my paper.
Stay away from my paper.
Yes.
What do we got going on here?
I have no idea. No idea.
Can you see who it is?
Oh, yeah. That's
It's J Money.
J Money.
It's my friend J Money.
Oh, okay.
Hold
Okay.
Sure.
Denmark, -1.5 on the Asian handicap over Norway, and -122 at Bet365. I'm staying until the end of the show.
Well, I guess I'm going to leave. Go. I got to make these bets. I got to make these bets. Can you put a bow on this bad boy, Pete?
Stay away from his paper. And that's it for the show. We will be join us in the at the U-Wager poker tournament, free roll, $1,600 total prize pool. That's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Still time to sign up. Still time to sign up. Just make an account at U-Wager. Use the software, and we'll see you at 8 o'clock Eastern time.